Today we are here to talk about be successful in industries dominated by men. I love this subject, super excited to be here today.
The Women's Business Center. Your first step to success.
Thank you for being with us. This is The Edge, the Women's Business Center Edge, and we're here to share our stories. So thank you all for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
So I want you to introduce yourselves, and I want you to tell us what industry you're in.
My name is Franz, and I am in the automotive auction industry. We have Big Valley Auto Auctions, a family-run company. My father, my brother, and I started it 5 years ago. I have since taken over as the GM in the last year, and it's been a chore. I mean, we're a small auction by auction standards. We are a 3-lane auction going to 4. A lot of auctions.
What does that mean, auction standard? Like, because for somebody who has no idea.
Right, so sorry. What we do is you take your car and you sell your car to Bert Ogden. They 90% of the time don't keep your car. They don't want to have to do the service and do all that to get it frontline ready. They would bring it to me and run it through my auction. And all of these little car lots that you see all over the valley, they come to the auction and they buy them. So they're all wholesale. It's wholesale to wholesale. We don't deal with the public at all. But we run about 450 cars every week that run through the auction lanes. And we sell about 200. An auction, a normal auction has about 7 lanes, and they run about 15 to 2,000 a week. So we are really small. Wow. Even though I sit there and I look at us and I think, oh my goodness, this is huge. There's so much going on. And then I get to another auction and I think, oh my goodness, I got so much to learn. There's so far to go still. But we run about 450. We're pushing 500 cars. We had an auction yesterday. We had right at 500 cars. We sold 240 of them. So we try to maintain about a 50% sale ratio.
How many women are walking around at the auction?
None.
I'm trying to. Okay.
We had 298
bidders and you're running the show.
We had 298 bidders, dealers at the auction yesterday. There were maybe 3 women. And then I have a few women on the staff that are. I think we're all kind of like-minded. We're pretty tough. I think to deal with all of those men and valley men. I think
when you say valley men, I know. What is your phrase to?
I know what you mean.
Because of the.
I don't know the culture down here. I think I'm not originally from South Texas. I'm from Louisiana. And moving down here 25 years ago, there's a different culture. The men here are more old-fashioned. They're, they're different in a great way. But yeah, a lot of them don't. They're
like, okay, who do I need to talk to?
Yeah. Yeah, they tend to look at you, and they have their stereotype of you, and I guess in some ways they are fulfilling a stereotype as well. Mm-hmm. But anyway, there's way to do it.
Interesting.
That's fascinating. I can't wait to dive in.
Yeah, we want to hear
more. Sarah, you're also one of the hosts of the show and a sponsor, of course, Atlas. But you also are in a
industry of men. Yes,
that's right.
We do air conditioning and electrical. And it's a family-owned business also. We started it 30 years ago. I was made president recently, the last few years. And we're basically running it and just trying to work, doing bids.
Explain what an air conditioning business is.
An air conditioning business, you have to get up into the attic, even with this hair. You have to get up into the attics, you have to do proposals, you have to look at engineering specs, you have to look at plans, you have to send out proposals when you do commercial jobs. We deal a lot with corporate. Some of our corporate customers, we go all the way to Austin for them. So we do a lot of industrial, and we even do industrials, which is the oil rigs. So we send our technicians out to oil rigs, and we have to check out compressors, motors. We have ordering, shipping.
And you do it like this because it's so cute, so cute.
Yes. On my good days. There are times when you can walk in, I got my hair up in a bun like that, no makeup, and I'm like, yes, how can I help you?
I love it. Okay, so tell us a little bit about who you are and your industry.
I'm Lucia Valdez. My kind of company is machinery parts. I sell machinery parts, import-export from import from Europe, Asia, parts that are sold to Mexico mostly, and everything goes to industry. Mostly is automotive industry, that is manufacturing companies, but some other parts, compressors or motors or another kind of parts goes to hotels or schools or other kind of business, but everything related to industry.
Really? In industry, I'm sorry, I don't understand exactly, like, related to just automotive, that would not be schools and stuff?
This is the machines that keep running, the buildings, the machines, the parts that keep running, several
The purchasing of machineries, the purchasing of plants. Like
yes.
this is called
These are
MROs.
MRO parts for maintenance, repair, and operation. These parts goes all over. Mostly for my customers are like customers that work for General Motors
Okay.
and are related to manufacture parts for auto. So you're selling this to these corporations in Mexico, and from Aguascalientes to Silao or to Cancun. I sell like parts for hotels, a big industrial boiler for one hotel, or a pump, or several parts. So it goes to industry, big industry, a big compressor for a corporation, or just a forklift, or a motor, or something for a part for an elevator, something that is required. And we started this company in 2005. I started with my kids. And this is a great experience, and from McAllen we are reaching Mexico and Brazil and Luxembourg right now.
That's incredible. And how many women do you find in this industry?
In the United States, I think there are around 10 to 15 women.
Wow.
In Mexico, I really don't know. I don't have any idea, but we have been doing great, and I don't see any problem for women to develop themselves in this kind of business.
It's so true. There isn't I mean, women can do anything. It's just, we're still in a time where we're evolving, we're still evolving.
Perhaps
And
intimidated.
true, I mean, but remember, we grew up
In the culture.
in the culture, but
No, we did. I mean, it is sometimes difficult. because
well,
we
you
do
think
have-
back, I mean, if I think about what my grandmother, how she raised her family, by making sure that there was food on the table, that my grandfather would, he'd bring home the money, and he'd even do the grocery shopping. I don't even know how often she left the house. I really don't. I mean, but I know that she was taking care of 7 kids, and she did an amazing job, and she took care of him, whatever time, he came home, made his lunch, and that's just the way.
The caregiver.
That was the role even on television. That was the role, that's just the role of a woman, and
At
we're
that time.
still at that time. And it seems like in certain industries, especially the industries that you guys are in, that you're still fighting that mold. Like, they're looking at you going, okay, I would assume, that they're looking at you going, okay, so who am I talking to? Like, am I really talking to you?
But I think it's also like a preconception.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
because even for women living in these industries, before I came working for the Women Business Center, for example, that was my company. I was in the high technology microcontroller business, positioning those components along all the maquiladoras, all the way from California to Brownsville.
And I want you to know that you guys are talking, and I'm the layman, I'm you guys listening right now, and I'm like, what?
I can't follow you.
What? And where does this part go? And what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
But, you know, I had a lot of fun